Today we are going to explore the process of permanently deleting our Facebook account in a relatively quick and straightforward manner, so let's begin right here. The initial step we must undertake is ensuring that the Facebook application is properly installed. I should make this clear, it functions on both iPhone and Android devices with only slight variations in the interface, but ultimately it results in the same experience. I will provide a thorough explanation. Well, first of all, we need to open Facebook, we'll enter the app, and once we're inside Facebook, we'll be right here, just like on the home screen. So what transpires in this situation? If you are utilizing an Android device, the menu that typically appears at the bottom might not be visible for you, and instead it might manifest at the top. Well, if you are on an Android device, in the upper right corner, where my messages are displayed, you might notice a hamburger menu which refers to those 3 lines to access the menu. In this particular case, you should proceed to enter there. In my case, since I'm using an iPhone, I need to go to the bottom right where my profile picture is, which takes me directly to the settings for my entire profile in general. And once we have arrived at this point, it's quite straightforward because the procedure is consistent across PC, well, for PC, for Android, and for iPhone. At this juncture, we just need to navigate to the settings, and where exactly do we access the settings? At the upper right hand corner, you will notice a small gear icon. Simply tap on it and you will find yourself at the desired location, whether you are using an Android device or an iPhone. Regardless of the type of device you are utilizing, you will arrive at this point. However, in the circumstance that the small gear icon does not manifest for you, as it might not, all you have to do is scroll downward, swipe downward, and navigate to the section labeled Settings and Privacy. Upon entering there, this particular menu will present itself to you. What you are required to do in this situation is navigate to the section labeled Settings, and this action will return you to the identical interface we accessed earlier simply by tapping on the small gear icon. Therefore, keep in mind, if it does not appear, you have the option to utilize this alternative method. At this particular juncture, when we are in the process of closing our account, it becomes necessary for us to choose the option labeled Account Center. This option will present itself to you exactly as it is currently appearing to me. Subsequently, choose the option labeled Account Center and it will commence the loading process for the Account Center on your behalf. There is something particularly significant here. Ensure that you do not have any websites linked to your profile, not websites but rather Facebook pages. The issue is that you will lose total access if you proceed to delete your account. At the very least, create a distinct profile. Even if you have not utilized it personally, assign it any name and associate it with your new page to avoid losing it, because if you are the sole administrator, you might indeed lose it. However, once you have arrived at this point, it becomes quite straightforward. We merely need to scroll down and click on the section labeled Personal Data. Let's proceed to enter there, and here our personal data will be displayed precisely like contact information, which includes our email address, phone number, and date of birth. Nevertheless, there is a particularly significant option here, and the most crucial option is the one for account ownership and control. It is the final one that states manage your data, modify your delegated contact, and deactivate or delete your accounts and profiles. So we are going to select that option, and immediately it informs us about deactivation or deletion. That's the precise option we are seeking, just the one below. Hello, I apologize for interrupting the video, but I wanted to gently remind you that if you appreciate this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe. Now we are going to proceed by selecting that particular option, and at this point, all of our associated Instagram or even Facebook profiles will become visible. In my situation, what typically occurs is that my personal Facebook account or profile appears first, so I will click on it as if I were going to delete that account, and here it presents me with 2 options. As you can observe, this video is titled How to Permanently Delete My Facebook Account, and what happens here is that numerous individuals sometimes opt for the first option. So what happens? It explicitly states that Facebook mentions if you wish to take a temporary break from Facebook, you have the option to temporarily deactivate your account. If you desire to delete it permanently, please inform us. Therefore, the initial option informs us that your account and primary profile will be deactivated and your name and photos will be removed from the majority of the content you shared, yet you will still retain the ability to use Messenger. Thus, if it is important for you to continue having access to Facebook Messenger, you merely deactivate it. This action will cause your Facebook profile to vanish, but not from Messenger. But if you definitely don't want to have that anymore and you're not interested in having Facebook Messenger or anything related to Facebook, you select the second option. Why? Because in this second option, it explicitly states that if you choose to delete your Facebook account, you will lose the ability to recover any content or information you previously shared on Facebook. Your primary profile, Messenger, and all associated messages will also be permanently deleted, which means that practically everything we have stored on this account will be entirely removed if we decide to select this option. So there's a significant aspect to consider, and that is if, for instance, we proceed by clicking to continue at this point, it informs us of the following, which is what I previously mentioned. By deleting your account, your supplementary Facebook profiles and the pages where you are the exclusive administrator or individual with complete control will also be permanently deleted. Please be aware that it is explicitly informing me here about all the pages that will be permanently deleted. Therefore, if your intention is to delete this profile, I highly recommend that for any pages you wish to retain, you proceed to add an administrator using a different email address. This way, you can avoid the risk of losing every single one of your pages. And once you have reached this point, if you no longer have any concerns or have already designated an administrator to oversee your Facebook pages from an alternative profile, then you should simply click on the option that says continue. At this juncture, it informs us that prior to deleting your account, perhaps we can offer assistance. It expresses regret at seeing you leave and would like to understand the reasons behind your decision to delete your account, as we might be able to assist you in resolving common issues. These are challenges such as social media addiction arising from spending an excessive amount of time on Facebook, apprehensions about privacy, feelings of insecurity, my account being compromised, or Facebook no longer serving a beneficial purpose for me, for instance. Let's proceed further. Currently, Facebook enforces comprehensive strategies to dissuade us from deleting the account. As you can observe here, it persistently reassures us not to be concerned, not to depart, that it's an error, that you can stay connected with friends, gather information from Facebook, and not to be anxious, among other reassurances. And once you proceed by clicking continue at this point, it will initiate the loading of the subsequent step. It's crucial for you to understand that once the deletion process commences, you will not have the ability to reactivate your account or retrieve any content or information you have previously added. Once you proceed to read the final step and input your password to permanently delete your account, you will not be able to retain anything. This is precisely why they provide the option to temporarily deactivate your account in case you wish to recover it at a later time. However, with the permanent delete option, you will not have the ability to recover anything whatsoever. In fact, they offer you the option to deactivate the account, which allows you to continue utilizing Facebook Messenger, and you can restore your account in the future. Now, concerning saving posts in the archive, it states that if you delete your Facebook account, your posts and photos will be permanently deleted. If you prefer to maintain your account but wish to remove specific posts and photos from your profile, you can transfer them to the archive. The archive enables you to save posts and photos that you do not want others to view. This is particularly useful if you have a photo or post you prefer not to be visible to others but do not want to delete your entire account. Now here, I think this is the most important thing before deleting the account, which is to download your Facebook information, because sometimes there are many memories, many photos, many posts that you might want to remember at some point. So what can we do here? Simply click on the section labeled Download Information, and all the files, including every single photo, video, and post we have created on Facebook, will be downloaded, ensuring that we do not lose that valuable information. In the event that we decide to delete the account, if we require any file or photo that was shared at some point in our lives, we can retrieve it without having to contact Facebook and say, "Hey, I made an error, I don't want to delete my account," because the reality is they will not restore your account if we choose this option. Well, following that, there are several options here that you can confirm if that's what you desire, so just log in and all that. Once you click on continue, they will request your Facebook password. If you do not have your Facebook password, you will not be able to delete the account, so keep that in mind. It is worth repeating because obviously anyone could log into our account and delete it just like that, so that's why they require the password, and there is no way to bypass the process of entering the password. It is absolutely mandatory. So, well friends, this is the conclusion of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just click continue and you will complete the entire process. Farewell until we meet again. Goodbye.